Rolling Stone said, more like jazz on acid than acid jazz. That joke, isn't it? Simple things can be hallucinatory, but yet eminently listenable. It's chill out music with a little something for your mind as well.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Audiophiles. It's Andy, it's John, and it's time to listen to some music. So John, what do you have in store for the class today, my friend?
The band is called 07.
Okay.
Have you
I,
heard of them?
yes, I've heard of them, but I don't know if I'm familiar with any of their stuff. I've definitely heard their name bandied about in certain circles or circumstances when we're discussing certain types of music. So I think I have an idea of what I'm getting into here as far as like the type of music, but I don't think I know anything by them specifically. So what is the name of the track today?
In the Waiting Line.
Oh, one of our favorite pastimes, waiting in a queue. Um, okay. Well, let me go off and give this thing a listen, and I will come back and let you know what I think. Ooh, I love that panning in the headphones. Okay, god damn, what a beautiful voice she has. It's like it somewhere in between like really lazy and also really sexy. It's got this kind of sultry, airy tone to it that is definitely ticking the boxes for me. It also pairs really well her voice with this trip hoppy atmosphere that the music is creating and the way the sounds are produced and panned across speakers or headphones in this case is really cool and effective too because it like it kind of pulls you back and forth and it sounds fabulous. So yeah, let's see where it goes from here.
Do you believe in what you say? There doesn't seem to be anybody else who agrees with me. Do you believe in what you say?
That lazy guitar.
Motionless, sweet, nothing is real. Wasting my time in the waiting line. Do you believe in what you see? 9 to 5, living life
There's more of that panning.
every day, stealing time. Everyone's taking everything they can, everything they can. Everyone's taking everything they can, everything they can. Do you believe what you feel? It doesn't seem to be anybody else who agrees with me. Do you believe what you see? Motionless, sweet.
I like the multi-tracking of her vocals. It adds this added bit of like richness and texture to the song, and it sounds really, really good.
Nothing is real. Wasting my time
way those keys just crept in after that short break, cooler than Cab Calloway. Just suave the way they came in. I want to take that back. Yeah, that sounded good as shit, man.
And I'll hide away for another day.
I like that. Simple but good. What? These interesting little digital sounds that are almost like birds chirping outside of her window or something. What in the? I love this. This is so interesting. And they're just, it's just these tasteful little additions that make all of it better. That.
Do you believe what you see? Motionless sweet, nothing is real. Wasting my time in the waiting line. Do you believe in what you see? 'Cause everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me. Everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me. 'Cause everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me. Everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me. Everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me. Everyone's taking everything they can, everything they can. Everyone's taking everything they can, everything they can.
Switched up the lyrics there.
Everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me.
Wow. Yeah. This is a bit of a change of pace from that Madhu Mokhtar song that we just did, where it hit me square in the face. This was, I don't know, man. This was cool, soothing. I I mean, the lyrics didn't convey this to me, but the overall aesthetic of the soundscape, and her delivery and the music had this very like lazy, sleepy, kind of like you're a woman rolling around in her duvet in bed in the morning, waking up, and there's little chirpy sounds, there's digital, very interesting, quirky little bits in the background, like the birds chirping outside of her window, um, as little bits of sunlight pierce through the curtains onto the floor and her bed. That's like how vivid like this was painted in my head, but her lyrics were a bit nihilistic or defeatist and sort of like this, nothing is real. We're all kind of just like waiting in line. So that interesting lyrics from what I was able to catch, and I'm wondering if that theme of like this nihilistic theme, of like life being almost an exercise in futility, if that's what she's trying to convey, or if I'm correct in assuming that. Um, but yeah, this was just very cool and suave sounding in its delivery. Yeah, in a complete juxtaposition to the other song, not to make this reaction about the other song, but it was kind of a really nice come down. It gently brought me back to earth after the pure adrenaline rush that was that song. But this is a different beast entirely, and yet I like it just about the same amount. It just has this well crafted, well constructed, and well delivered kind of sound to it, that kind of like lulls you in. Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I've only ever heard of Zero Seven. I'm not sure if I've not 100% sure if I've heard any of their material, as I mentioned to John. But as a first listen, as an introduction, this was good. I really liked it. trip hop, man, has a really there's a you know certain moods or scenarios that I'm in where trip hop is just such a soothing, interesting genre of music that really resonates with me. Um, and yeah, I really really dug it. So let's get back to John and learn some more.
Where's your Papa Dom? He's back. So you've had to listen to In the Waiting Line by 007. Where's your Papa Dom? So what do you make of it?
I enjoyed this. It was an interesting it was interesting to hear this after listening to Madhu Mokhtar, I'll tell you that. Very different sides of the spectrum. Yeah, the song starts with this very simple but very pretty bit of key work, while beneath that resides this interesting light buzzing, perhaps from the guitar. And there also appears this shuffling drum beat that's got this air of being a little too cool for school. Like it's it's fashionably late here, and unbothered by it. We also get these swelling bits of buzz and fuzz that come in and out of like sort of auditory focus. The singer begins to sing, and her voice has this lazy but sexy sound to it, almost like she's purring in her sleep or something, or singing just as she's stirring in bed. And her voice, coupled with the music they've constructed here to this point, are like they're working together to create a very trip hoppy sound that, again, I reiterate, toes the line between sleepy and sexy. When the song gets to the point where she delivers the lines, "Do you believe in what you see? Motionless wheel, nothing is real." You can hear this really pretty but lackadaisical bit of guitar picking, that has this like lulling effect, which clearly to this point fits the motif and mood of the song. Also, they appear to have multi-track her vocals during this portion, which gives depth and texture to the track and only adds to its warmth. There is this brief break or cutout around the 2:45 mark, where in the wake of the music proper, we're left with this kind of pulsating resonance and fuzz that is broken by this really sultry, almost Bond-like soundtrack, uh, key work that saunters into the room cooler than Cab Calloway. And interestingly enough, the key work is accented by what sounds like digital versions of bird chirps. They're just the sounds reminded me of like birds chirping outside the window. Here, and it's they only appear here and there. It's not like this constant. And while it was brief and overall quite fleeting portion of the song, um, I really enjoyed it. I think it helped better paint this picture that was starting to form in my head as I listened to this. The track has a sleepy quality to it, and often throughout it, I'm envisioning this woman waking from her slumber wrapped up in her sheets and duvet, lazily purring these lyrics as birds chirp outside a window that is allowing gaps of sunlight to pierce her bedroom. The last minute of the song rides out on the fading groove while she repeats the lines, "Everyone's saying different things to me, and everyone's taking everything they can." So, yeah, this song was just a great juxtaposition to the last track you gave me by Madhu Mokhtar, in that there was this polar opposite effect going on here. This was the soothing come down after the manic explosion. The song has an easing element to it musically, that feels warm and lulled me back to this sort of resting heartbeat after that face melting guitar work on the last track. Though I will admit, the lyrics had this sense of, I don't know if defeatist is the right term. I kind of grappled with this. But also, maybe it's nihilistic. She describes as like nothing is real, and where we like kind of exercise futility by waiting in line for something that never comes. Perhaps my interpretation is incorrect or I'm missing something after just, one listen. So, tell me more. But I did get this. It was interesting. The feeling of being lulled into it is sort of what life or society can make you. It can lull you into falling into this position where you're not really doing anything but living to exist and not living to live. And that's kind of like I think the overall theme lyrically. But the music does create that false sense of warmth and security that I think can be what drives this complacency within us. So maybe that's the connective point. I don't know. I found it really interesting, and I really enjoyed this listen. It had a very relaxing kind of sound to it. So yeah, this was really a nice listen and a great first introduction to a band that I've heard of but haven't heard. So tell me a bit more, John.
Yeah, interesting. It's a real shame, actually. There's a fantastic version, as good. You heard this. This is the studio version from the album. There is a fantastic version that they did on later with Jules Holland, but it's all bagged up and copyrighted, and
Wow.
we won't get away with it.
Yeah.
It's superb, and it's nice to see them performing it as well, because there's a lot of studio trickery going on in this, but they've managed to replicate that in a live
Oh,
setting,
nice.
which
Nice.
is really nice. So yeah, it's a shame. So if you got the time, I'd recommend going off and checking that one out. Um, yeah, this is interesting. I will say this: the first time I heard this, I didn't really pay that much attention to the lyrics, and I got an overall impression of somebody almost resigned to defeat in terms of a relationship situation. Like they were in the waiting line and not quite
Mm.
getting the person they wanted. It's not that at all. But that was my very first impression on the first listen. But all the other stuff, this sort of this warmth and this relaxed trip hop, etc. Yeah, it ticked all the boxes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're an interesting group, and this particular setup and song's interesting. So I'll get into it. Zero 07 is an English musical duo consisting of Henry Binns and Sam Hardacre. They are known for certain genres: trip hop, electronica, down tempo, acid jazz, ambient, and chill out.
Mhm.
So basically, these two are the musical masterminds, and they get other people in to help with the songs,
Okay.
either singing and sometimes co-writing. So after studying sound engineering, Binns and Hardacre began their careers in the music industry in the 1990s at Mickey Most, cue the music, RAK Studios in London, engineering music for British groups like Pet Shop Boys, friends of the channel,
Yeah.
Young Disciples, and Robert Plant. Terrible solo stuff. But anyway, the name Zero 07 was chosen after Binns and Hardacre spent time on the Honduran island Attila, which contained a bar called Cero Siete. I believe that's Spanish for 07.
Kill
Um,
John.
yeah. In 1997, when they come back to the UK, they were asked by a certain band called Radiohead to remix a song Climbing Up the Walls. And they called their mix the 07 mix, and the name stuck. They also provided additional programming on Meeting in the Isle, a Common Police B-side, and Binns received credit for additional sampling on Kid A. In 1999, they released an EP of original material called EP1 under the name 07, and in 2001, they released their debut album, Simple Things, which featured collaborations with vocalists Moser, Sia, and Sophie Barker. I would say Sia, this is just before she blew up into
Yeah.
a big star and when she was still showing her face, which I believe she's doing now again. So that big bit in between when she had the veil and everything, which is
Yeah.
quite quirky for a while and then really fucking annoying. But anyway, I mean, I will say this though, fantastic singer.
Oh
Sia,
yeah. Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
Beautiful.
And it's not really my music, but fucking Chandelier is just a fucking banger. But anyway, the album, Simple Things, peaked at number 27 in the UK charts, but it was a slow burner and it went on to become certified platinum. So it did all right in the end. It was later also nominated for the Mercury Music Prize, and it won the Best Newcomer in the Music Awards. AllMusic gave the album 4 out of 5 stars, calling it an accomplished slice of soulful genius that rewards frequent spins. Particularly if it's on a CD, because you have to spin it quite a bit. The duo of Henry Binns and Sam Hardacre mix a number of musical elements, such as soul-influenced diva vocals, gurgling and ringing keyboards, and classical string arrangements into a relaxing, potent wave of sounds. Rolling Stone said, more like jazz on acid than acid jazz. That joke, isn't it? Simple things can be hallucinatory, but yet eminently listenable. It's chill out music with a little something for your mind as well. Pitchfork, who often struggle with more than one idea at a time if it isn't about themselves, said the album was too similar to Ayer's Moon Safari and gave it 5.3 out of 10.
Oh, Jesus.
Again, a recommendation in itself. So this track, and I will say this actually, it is really similar. I don't know if you cast your mind back. You listen to a song by Air called All I Need, and it's got a very same feel to it. Very similar. It's that Rhodes piano is just beautiful.
Yeah.
And when it's done spacily like that and chill out, sort of with all the sort of stretch, just wonderful. And it has that warmth, as you say, anyway, to it. When it's done this way, it's just fantastic. So this track was the 4th single from the album, and it reached number 47 in the UK charts. Prepare for nosebleeds. The song has appeared in episodes of Sex and the City, House MD, Numbers, Scrubs, and is on the soundtrack to the film Garden State. And you can imagine this sort of song fitting in very well in all those sorts of
then
programs.
I have to admit, I've probably heard this in passing because I've seen Garden State a few times and may have even caught it when watching Scrubs. Or, interestingly enough, for a silly little comedy show that was pretty well written in its prime. Scrubs featured some interesting and good songs. I don't think this is the only song to feature on Scrubs that has appeared on this channel. So there's like a running odd theme.
Yeah. I used to watch the first couple of series of Scrubs, watched religiously. I thought it was fantastic. But, I think it did take a bit of a nosedive, but anyway. So just personnel on this. 07 production, mixing, and co-wrote this song. Sophie Barker, vocals. Deddy Madden, guitar. Pete Trotman, bass guitar. Max Beasley, Rhodes piano, and Jeremy Stacey, drums. It was co-written with the vocalist Sophie Barker. It's also her vocals that you hear, multi-tracked, as I say, in the harmonies, etc. She also wrote their biggest hit, a song called Destiny, which I think was the first single of the album, and 2 more songs she co-wrote on the following album as well. She did team up with the musician KK, thankfully stopped at 2, under the name The Rainbow Collections, and they released a platinum selling award-winning album for children called Lullaby. I've not heard it, but I believe it's all traditional sort of children's type lullaby songs. Went big. She's also released 5 solo albums as well, and she's got a lovely sort of breathy voice.
Yes, she does.
Lyrics: wait in line till your time. Ticking clock, everyone stop. Everyone's saying different things to me. Different things to me. Everyone's saying different things to me. Different things to me. Ooh, do you believe in what you see? There doesn't seem to be anyone who agrees with me. Do you believe in what you see? Motionless wheel, nothing is real. Wasting my time in the waiting line. Do you believe in what you see? 9 to 5, living lies. Every day stealing time. Everyone's taking everything they can, everything they can. Everyone's taking everything they can, everything they can. Do you believe in what you feel? There doesn't seem to be anyone who agrees with me. Do you believe in what you see? Motionless wheel, nothing is real. Wasting my time in the waiting line. Do you believe in what you see? And I'll shout and I'll scream, but I'd rather not have seen. And I'll hide away for another day. And then we get that gorgeous Rhodes piano solo with, I put electric warblings, but it could be vocals as well. It's interesting I put warblings, but there you go. Do you believe in what you see? Motionless wheel, nothing is real. Wasting my time in the waiting line. Do you believe what you see? Everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me. Everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me. Everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me. Everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me. Everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me. Everyone's taking everything they can, everything they can. Everyone's taking everything they can, everything they can. Fade till black. Yeah, I will say this song really is ennui. It's just like modern life is rubbish and pointless. That's really it. All aspects in terms of this, futile existence where your job is meaningless, relationships meaningless, and everybody's taking a piece out of you. And yeah, just that's what it is, really.
Okay, yeah.
In 2004, they released their second album, When It Falls. This peaked at number 3 in the UK charts, their highest charting to date, and became another certified platinum record. They released their third album, The Garden, in 2006, hitting the number 4 spot and certified gold. In 2007, Vincent Hardacre created a band called Ingrid Eto, which has been described as 07 instrumental project. I mean, don't know why, but there you go. In 2009, they released an experimental instrumental EP under the name Cling, entitled Cling with a K, Cling EP. Its tracks were later incorporated into 07's fourth album, Yeah Ghost, also released in 2009. For the next 15 years, the band sporadically released odd sort of EPs and remixes and bits here and there, just single iterations, until June 2024 saw the release of the full-length album In the Half-Light, a 9-song collaboration with Swim Surreal. All songs were co-written and produced by 07, essentially comprising of their 5th album and their first since 2009. So there you go. Yeah, interesting little take. This album from This Is From, that's a 12-inch in the weight line. The album, for some reason, I thought it was much bigger than it was. I mean, certainly I got to, the highest, but it became platinum selling, so I think it was a slow burner. And the album after it as well was around everywhere. And it's at that time, I think I spoke about with Air, when you had this period of this sort of very chic, sort of cocktaily, chill out kind of music, but modernized cocktail lounge, chill out, trip hop, all mixed together kind of music that was all very, almost coffee table music, as it were. But the best of it was really nice. And I think Air and this is definitely the best of it. And it's just a different vibe, and at the right time, this is just a lovely, lovely song to listen to.
Yeah, I was just going to say that about trip hop in general too, as you were describing it. Like it really depends on the mood you're in or the headspace you're in when you turn it on as to how much it resonates with you. But it does have that sweet pocket where if you're just like kind of wanting to, I don't know, unwind a little bit or just like
decompress.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect for that. It really is.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. All right, I shall wrap things up. Thanks for listening to this, Andy.
Thank you.
Folks out there, tell us what you think. If you like this, please hit the like button and do drop some comments. Tell us what you think about this track, this band, this album, this life, this beautiful isle, anything you want, within reason. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you and all your comments. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And enjoy the party bus all the way to the bank. That being said, thanks so much for watching. And we'll see all of you on the next episode of The Audiophiles.
See you later, guys.